When rockets fall, I try to hide my head under my toys.
Illustrating Ukraine's lost childhood, hopes and dreams framed by war. Invading Russian soldiers drown in a river in the frontline city of Kherson. Ivan says his favourite drawing is of a tank. The 6-year-old already wants to become a soldier and says Russia is bad.
They are destroying Ukraine, and I know how to destroy them.
Heavy thoughts for such young minds. Schools in Kherson are shut, but a charity uses this classroom for speech therapy to try to reduce the damage of almost 2 years of war. A growing number of children have trouble speaking. Some no longer talk at all, terrorised by the fighting and with little chance to socialise.
Last lesson we were drawing Christmas trees. Everyone had to draw a Christmas tree from their imagination. A lot of children drew a Christmas tree with explosions with grenades. There was even a nuclear Christmas tree which soldiers were defending.
It's hardly surprising. This is the soundtrack for Ukraine's children. Air raid sirens and artillery. We travel with the military to the site of a strike earlier in the day where a man was killed. But before we even step out, another shell lands nearby.
Driving.
A soldier on the radio yells, "Let's get out of here." Russian forces occupied this city at the start of the full-scale invasion. Ukrainian troops won it back, but efforts to push further into Russian-held territory have faltered. It means the front line remains just across the river. No relief for the few families still living here, unable or unwilling to leave. We were given rare access to an island under Ukrainian control that lies between the two banks. This place is the most dangerous in Kherson. It's one of the closest points to the Russian forces, and the shelling is pretty much daily. Many people have left, including most of the children, because the threat is just too great, and some say it's growing. We look for any young people still living here. An old lady says one boy is on the 5th floor. He's not in, but another neighbour tells us about a family on floor 9. Anastasia has 2 girls aged 2 and 1. They've barely known anything but war.
She heard bombing from my tummy, so has never seen normal life. We are afraid to play on the playground, so we are staying home. It is very dangerous outside because there is shelling all the time.
And do you think if it gets even worse, will you have to leave?
If it continues like that, of course. Why would we stay here? We will have no choice then.
Despite the danger, some hobbies are just too important to surrender.
My dream is to become a second Lionel Messi.
Rostislav hardly remembers life before the war. Can you think of anything that you miss?
More games. Football games. There are less matches now.
The training back in the city centre is a welcome relief from being stuck at home.
I love to train. Football is my life. My dream is I want my friends to come back, for the war to be over and for all these Russians never to exist.
A shared goal, perhaps, for so many children who've already lost so much. Deborah Haynes, Sky News, Kherson.